ringside, ready to go with another day of CWA Championship Wrestling. Hey, got some special announcements concerning the CWA arenas around the territory. Some news I think you will be very glad to hear, you and your family. For one thing, we'll be talking a little bit later on today about the return of the King. Jerry Lawler this week will be coming back to the CWA arenas. Be looking for that. Here today, boy, what a big show we got today. We'll be telling you more about the King. Also, we got Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis in here. Also, we got some highlights of a big match which took place involving Fuller and Sylvia and Action Jackson and Baby Sis. All of that and more. We got a lot of it. Let's get started. We'll be back with you in just a moment. In the ring right now, Mike Masters and referee Jerry Calhoun. The sound of the rawhide. Here's Dutch Mantell, the Dirty Dutchman out of Oil Trough, Texas. Come on, Dutch, you got a match.
Who is this guy here?
His name is Mike Masters.
Who's he ever be? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm a sporting man. This is the one fall match. I'm going to change it. I'm going to make it a 2 out of 3. And just because I'm such a sporting man, I'm trying to prove a point here. I'll spot him the first fall.
Hey, okay, 2 out of 3. So
he's got 1 fall already. I'll spot him. Shut up!
Hey, you know, that can backfire on you, Dutch. All Mike's got to do is get a pin here or a disqualification, and he's got himself a victory over Dutch Mantell. So, now, not off to a very good start like that with Dutch jumping in and putting his knee to the midsection, throwing him out of the ring. Dutch Mantell, talking about being a real sporting man. Instead of a 1-fall match, he's going to make it 2 out of 3. I tell you, Mantell's been awful cocky around here the last couple of weeks. Out here running his mouth last week. Here's a count of 1, 2, 3. That's it. All right. That's 1 fall. 24. That was 28 seconds is what that was. You going to beat him in 15 this time? Oh, let's see. All right. Second fall. Here we go. Dutch says he's going to have to beat him 2 straight here in order to count it as a victory for himself. Oh, look out there, Dutch. Don't hit the referee. You're going to get yourself a $1,000 fine if you do. It looked like he jabbed him in the eyes. Hard to see from this angle, but I think he jabbed Mike Masters in the eyes. Masters beaten in 28 seconds in the first fall. Mantell puts it down. 1, 2. Oh, he picked him up. Picked him up at the 2 count. He could have beaten him easily there at the 33-second mark, but he didn't do it. Mantell grabbed a handful of hair and picked him up. Now here's a cover. Let's see if he can. Well, only a 2 count. Real sporting, Dutch. Real sportsman you are. There again with that short clothesline. He nails Mike Masters. 1, 2. And this time, mercifully for Mike, he takes it on out to the 3 count. Oh, come on, Mantell. 3 straight falls, he said. Yeah, 2 straight, actually. 59 seconds on the second fall, 28 seconds on the first. So in a minute and a half, Dutch Mantell has 2 straight falls. Dutch, yeah, it's real sporting of you there, the way you did that. Refused to pin him a couple of times and all of that sort of thing.
He kicked out. He's a tough man. I want to say, let the worship begin.
Don't hold
You're looking
breath.
at today, I'm a man that's very frustrated today. Now, if you people hold this noise down for it, I'm going to beat every one of you up. You don't shut up. You're looking at a man who's very frustrated today. I'm going to talk off the record here. I've been all over the world in professional wrestling. I've been to Japan. I've been to Australia. I've been to Mexico. I've been all over the Caribbean. I've been all over the United States and Canada. And I have held titles everywhere I've ever been. Just to tell you a story how tough I am and how well respected I am in this profession. I was going to Disney World one day in Orlando, Florida. And Terry Funk, who was at that time the NWA reigning heavyweight champion, was at Disney World. And we had words right in front of Space Mountain. And I whooped him like the low-life egg-sucking dog that he was. That's Terry Funk. That's one guy. And I was in Florida again. Dusty Rhodes, I met him at the Miami airport. And it even wasn't much of a fight. Dusty popped off. He said, Dust Mantell, I'll tell you one thing. I hauled off and I slapped him into the next county. That's what I did to Dusty Rhodes. And I've held titles everywhere, and the reason I held titles was because, see, guys in other places were tough. And they weren't afraid to stand up to you and tell you they could beat you. Of course, they couldn't beat me, but they at least talked a good game. And now I come here. Let me tell you one thing. In Puerto Rico one time, every time I walked out in that big Bayamon Stadium in San Juan, Puerto Rico, 22,000 screaming fans would all come to their feet at once and give me a 15-minute standing ovation. Grown men would actually cry when I walked to the ring in Puerto Rico. And I still remember the announcer now. He'd always say, Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. He's showtime. That's when I came to the ring. But when I come here, I can't get nobody to wrestle me. See, I hadn't had real good matches on TV. I ain't even hardly been on TV because I can't get nobody to wrestle me. I've been in awful matches. I've been having to whoop Frankie Lancaster like a dog. But I can't get Jeff Jarrett. I can't get that Lawler who said he's hurt. I can't get him to wrestle me. I can't get nobody to stand up and act like a man. You know what I'm talking about, Dave Brown. Have you ever had those problems? I've had it. See, back there in that other dressing room, you got a bunch of scared, sad-faced little boys because they're watching this monitor and they're saying, I just hope he finishes up real quick and leaves so we can get on with the rest of the program today. But I'm going to stay out here because I got something to say. I think the fans should know.
Hey, you want to talk some tough competition? Say hello to Billy Travis here.
I don't want to say hello to Billy Travis. What do you want?
Well, Dutch, I know this is your interview time.
Yes, it is my interview time. You're interfering with me.
Well, wait a second now, Dutch. I've sat back there and listened to you. Everybody's back there listening to you.
Are they shaking?
You're talking about
Are they scared?
powers. No,
hey, if they're scared, all they got to say they're scared.
Nobody's scared of you. There's not a man back there afraid of you. You're talking a good fight, but I just got back, and if you want to wrestle, Dutch, I'll be glad to oblige
Let me tell you one thing. Look, I come out here. You see what I'm saying? They always, this is typical behavior here. See, it's my interview time, and you want to come out.
About that.
Why don't
back there running down everybody?
Well, it's true. It is true. They're all a bunch of scared, sad-faced, shaking in their boots. Well, why ain't they out here?
Well,
I think I'm stupid. I know Jeff Jarrett probably pushed you out that door and says, Billy, please, I'll give you $500. Just go out and just make it appear, just so I don't have to show up. So is that the deal?
No, Dutch, you see these two legs here? They walk on their
You call
own.
those legs?
Yes, I call those
You ought to
legs.
sue them for non-support. You ought to sue them for non-support.
Take a
I'm
look
going to tell you one thing. This is my interview. And you're going to run that mouth, and I'm going to tell you, you open that mouth one more time, and I'm going to slap you right on your butt.
Wait a second, Dutch. I'm not running my mouth. I know it's your interview time, but I'm not going to let you run down everybody back there.
Well, wait a minute. You must not have heard what I said. I told you to shut up, and I want you to go back to that dressing room and let me finish my interview. Now, if you don't, something bad's going to happen to you, Travis. Open that mouth one more time.
Billy, this is not the time to get involved.
Now, I told him to shut his big fat mouth, but he don't learn. See, your mom and daddy used to do this to you a long time ago. That's what actually should have happened.
Come on, you guys. Dutch. Hey, come on, Dutch. Eddie, you need some help here. Come on, Eddie, get him out of it. This is not the place for this. Mantell's insulted everybody. Billy just came out to defend the honor.
We got a lot of information to give to the people, and you're not going to interfere with it. What are you going to do about it? Get your hands off. Don't touch me, man. Go on and hit me. I'll knock you out. Go ahead. I like that.
All right, get some parts.
I'm talking. Get back.
Get him out of here. Thanks, Eddie, for helping. We got a big show. We'll be back with more of it in a moment. Let's take a break.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. Want to remind you, we're going to be at Riverside Downs, Henderson, Kentucky, this Wednesday, May 31st, 7:30 p.m. Riverside Downs, That's where you need to be this coming Wednesday to listen to the card. Primetime Brian Lee going against John Maxwell. Also, Dirty Dutch Mantell will be in the ring against Billy Travis. The Mason-Dixon connection. You'll see the Wild Side. You'll see Robert Fuller going against Action Jackson. The big main event at Riverside Downs, Jerry the King Lawler with his partner, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol. They're going to be in the ring against P.Y. Chuhai, Shogun with Tojo, and Ronnie P. Gossett IV. That's this Wednesday. Be there. It's Riverside Downs this Wednesday, May 31st, 7:30 p.m. Great action. Baby Sis is going to be there along with Sylvia. Riverside Downs is where we want to see all of you. And Dutch Mantell, he had this to say about his match.
Yeah, you know, one thing I don't like in my life is a smart aleck, because I've always made it a point in Dutch Mantell's life, when somebody stepped out of line, then I was the first one to put them back in their place. Now, Billy Travis, the question I got for you is, has the taste returned to your mouth after I slapped it out just a few seconds ago? Let me tell you one thing, Travis. When I come after you, I'm going to slap the other side of that face. I'm going to take you down. Now, I know probably Jeff Jarrett pushed you out there, or somebody wanted you to stand up for the so-called good guys. Well, hey, Jack, I'm the good guy right here. I'm the best the CWA's got to offer, and I intend to prove it to you, Travis, and I intended to prove it to all your friends. So, Travis, strap it on tight, because I'm giving you the ride of your life.
Riverside Downs this Wednesday, May 31st, 7:30 p.m. You gotta be there. The big main event, don't forget, Jerry the King Lawler with his partner, Austin Idol, in the ring against P.Y. Chuhai and Shogun. That's this Wednesday in Riverside Downs.
Grappler and the Hangman in the ring right now. Here comes Billy Travis to Jeff Jarrett. Count of 1 fall, 10-minute time limit tag team match here. Hangman and the Grappler both wearing the mask. Billy Travis out of Lexington, Kentucky. Jeff Jarrett, of course, out of Henderson, Tennessee. He wears the CWA Heavyweight Championship belt. He'll be stepping out on the apron. Referee Jerry Calhoun says, let's go. It's Billy Travis starting against the Hangman. Hangman with a knee to the midsection. Billy reverses and puts him back on the turnbuckle. Uppercut with a right fist. Yep, he used it, but it was effective. He rolls him with the arm. Look at him take it down. Billy Travis looking good here against the Hangman. Opening moments of a tag team match. 1 fall only. Dave Brown here at ringside. CWA Championship Wrestling. Already Dutch Mantell, his own version of sportsmanship, has won 2 straight falls over young Mike Masters. We've got more action to come. The Wild Side will be here today. Talking about Mark Starr and Chris Champion. Stand by and hold on to your hats when they're in the territory. They'll be here later on today. Jeff Jarrett, armbar. Whoa, he got his hair pulled, and he also got smacked right on the side of the face by the Hangman. Here's the Grappler in after the tag, and Jeff Jarrett wastes no time in grabbing him, taking him over to the corner. The tag made by Billy Travis. Billy comes in with a nice upper arm, drives the Grappler down to the mat. Now Billy stretching that arm out a little bit. You think that doesn't hurt the shoulder? Let me tell you, really put some heat on it. Billy makes the tag. Grappler ducks under. This time they double backdrop him. Billy keeping the Hangman out of the action. Jeff Jarrett with a drop kick. Leads him for Billy. Count is 1, 2. They got him. 1 minute, 38 seconds. Nice, solid victory for Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. They walk out of here with a win under their belts. The Grappler and the Hangman, both of them still wondering, hey, what happened? Well, told you we had a special announcement for you from the King about the King and his return to the arenas this week. Fans, here's a special announcement for you. And Ronnie Gossett, if you're watching, pay particular attention.
Ronnie P. Gossett IV and all your cronies. Talking about Tojo, the Japs, Phil Hickerson, Mr. Devastation, and especially the Master of Pain. I want you to take a good look at what you're seeing on the screen right now. Because as you could probably tell, it's the inside of a little first aid room. Now, as you guys probably know by now, the King can appear anywhere at any time. And I'm making a little appearance in this room before you make your appearance here. And I can promise you this, you're going to make an appearance in this room. Each and every one of you. Because you see, I've made a list. I've got all your names on it. And right at the top of that list, Ronnie Gossett, is your big fat face. And I've waited 4 weeks. I've waited 1 month for this day. And it's finally here. And let me tell you something. A lot of people may think I'm crazy for what I'm about to say. But I know deep inside of me that this is the right move. Because you see, Gossett, I want to get rid of you and everybody that was involved in doing me in. I want to let each and every one of you experience what I experienced. I want you to feel the pain that I felt. I want you to see the inside of this room. I want you to ride this stretcher right here from that ring. And believe me, each and every one of you are going to do that. And I knew I couldn't get the job done by myself. I knew I was going to need some help. And you know, I knew I needed to call on a specialist. Because just like in the medical profession, if you got a heart problem, you call on a cardiologist. If you break a bone, you call on an orthopedic surgeon. You get a specialist. And now I want somebody that specializes in hurting people. I want somebody that delights in ending somebody's career. I want somebody that enjoys inflicting pain on people. And when I thought about that kind of person, there was only one name that came to mind. And I know him as a low-life, stinking, slimy scum of the earth, and you know him as the universal heartthrob, Austin Idol. My most hated enemy. But he is the kind of guy that I need to get this job done. And sure, I hate him and he hates me. But I know him better than anybody else in the wrestling profession, and I know what he loves. He loves it more dearly than life itself, and that's money. And that's prestige. So I called Austin Idol on the telephone. And to be perfectly honest with you, he hung up right in my face. But I called him back again. And I called him again until finally he let me lay out the proposition that I had for him. He let me tell him the stipulations that I would offer him if he would come in and be my partner and get rid of you jerks. And I got to tell you, it involves a lot of money. And I got to tell you that it involves a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship down the line, which is something he wants real bad. And that's why I know that when he agreed to come here and be my partner, that's why I know that it won't be one of these situations like I had with Ricky Morton or with Robert Gibson or a lot of these partners in the past. I know he's not going to be turning on me because there's too much at stake. And plus, there's no love lost between he and Ronnie Gossett because, Gossett, you promised him a shot at the world title when you had it, and you didn't deliver. So he remembers that, Gossett. And he's going to be here. And believe me, let me tell you something. I said you call a specialist when you want a job done, you want a building torn down, you want something destroyed, you call on a wrecking crew. Well, Austin Idol and I are not going to be the wrecking crew. You're going to know us as the wrecking crew, boys. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to line them up, and then we're going to rack them up. And that's a promise, Gossett. And all the rest of your cronies. So you be there. Because the King and Austin Idol will be there. And we're going to take care of business like never before. Believe you me.
Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that this Wednesday, May 31st, 7:30 p.m., we're going to be at Riverside Downs, and we're really looking forward to being out there. What a great card we've got. Listen to this. Prime time, Brian Lee. He's going to be in the ring against John Maxwell. You're going to see Dirty Dutch Mantell going against Billy Travis. The Mason-Dixon connection, Smothers and Paul in the ring against the Wild Side. That's Champion and Starr. Listen to this. Robert Fuller with Action Jackson. You're going to see Baby Sis and Sylvia. And the big main event, Jerry the King Lawler with a lot of revenge in his eyes, when his partner, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol, they're going to get at their hands on P.Y. Chu High, Shogun with Tojo and Ronnie P. Gossett IV. A lot of action. It's all going to take place this Wednesday, May 31st, Riverside Downs. That's where you want to be, 7:30 p.m. Once again, Riverside Downs. We'll be looking for you right there.
P.Y. Chu High and Shogun in the ring right now, along with Alan Reynolds and Chris Frazier. It's going to be Alan Reynolds starting for his team, P.Y. Chu High for his. We also got Tojo Yamamoto, who's bandaged up in the corner, and Ronnie P. Gossett. As far as I know, he isn't. He sent in an interview, and I assume that means he's not here. There's Tojo Yamamoto. He ran into some fire about a week ago.
Professional wrestling. Bill Hickerson. And look at this. I mean, this team, who can beat this team? Nobody can beat my team.
Well, it remains to be seen. Chris Frazier and Alan Reynolds certainly feel like they've got at least a chance.
They've got a chance, all right. They've got a Chinaman's chance. And you know what kind of a chance that is? Well, they are on a training program. They run 22 miles a day. 22 miles a day.
I'm not sure I believe that.
Well, I'm telling you the truth. Why would I lie? They are in fantastic shape. That's something that you're not, evidently.
Well, I tell you, I don't run 22 miles a day, but
the latest edition of the Wrestling Review shows this team as the #1 tag team in professional wrestling. Can you read? Have you read it?
I haven't read that. I'm sorry I haven't. And I hadn't heard that until right now either.
I just told you.
Yeah.
I have a copy if you'd like to see it.
I would like to see that, I think. P.Y. Chu High. Bill Hickerson nailing Chris Frazier across the back with a double upper arm. Then he chops him as he's coming off the ropes there. Oh, Hickerson.
Devastating shot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. He has a devastating right hand.
Best teamwork in professional wrestling. No team works as good as this team does.
They're a tough team. I got to give them that. No doubt about it. Shogun and P.Y. Chu High, also known as Bill Hickerson.
Just like clockwork. You can tell all these idiots to shut up. I don't feel like listening to USA. You can see their USA on the bottom of the mat right there.
Oh, a chop. Point of the fingers in the throat. An illegal. He certainly did. He jabbed him with a point of the fingers in the throat. Totally illegal. You can use the side of the hand, but legally you can't.
Read the rule book. You're sitting here doing your 10-cent announcing job, and you're trying to tell Ronnie Gossett the rules and regulations of professional wrestling.
Apparently you don't read the book yourself, so I thought I would just point them out to you. The double team.
This match is over. We're just delaying it. This match was over when they stepped in the ring.
There's Hickerson back in. He's holding out. Look at this. Double team.
Oh, no. He has to count to get out. He has to count to get out. Devastating.
There's a cover by P.Y. Chu High. Count is 2, and now 3, and that is it.
That's the end of him. Just another victory in the long string.
2 minutes, 49 seconds. We had a surprise visitor last week, Mr. Gossett. Take a look at what happened here.
I am a sick man. The doctor told me, Ronnie, you're not an athlete, and you can tell. I'm not an athlete. I'm not an athlete.
You're not an athlete. Oh, my goodness. The fire. My goodness, it looked like Freddy Krueger coming out here, but I think the fire gives us an idea. You guys better help Tojo out here. He just got hit full in the top of the face with that fire. Well, that's what happened to Mr. Yamamoto there last week,
Are you sure Jerry Lawler is not in this studio?
As far as I know, he's not.
Well, it's a good thing, because if he was, I'd tell him to his face. I am sick and tired of looking over my shoulder. I am sick and tired of sleeping with one eye open. I am sick and tired of running from Jerry Lawler. He's a schoolyard bully. He runs around with his Kmart crown, and in his sick mind, he probably thinks he's really a king. I have a new attitude. I feel much better, and those days of hiding and running from Jerry Lawler are over. He can bring in any partner he wants to bring in. Let him bring in Austin Idol. Why do you think I got rid of Austin Idol? He's a nothing happening, never was, yesterday's news. He says he wants to settle this once and for all. That's fine with me. We'll settle it once and for all.
Get it, Honor? I'm going to kill you.
That is a promise, Dave Brown.
I think we've heard about
Ronnie
it.
Gossett to you and to these illiterate fans out here.
Let's take a break.
Dave Brown, I'll add a little class to the show, something you don't
Low
know
class,
about.
I tell you, you will add that.
I want to be back here, Dave Brown.
If you'll just stay there and be quiet for a moment, I want to show the fans something that I think you're going to enjoy. Highlights of a match earlier this week between the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller and Action Jackson. Take a look at what happened.
Baby Sis got Sylvia by the hair. Look at this action. Fuller. Out goes Jackson. Oh boy. Fuller hit Baby Sis right behind the head, right at the neck. Now Fuller out, gets Jackson. Throws him back into the ring. It'll be a... Sylvia. Oh, look. Oh, but Baby Sis has got the kendo stick. Hammers Fuller. Out Fuller goes. She is hot.
All right there. Oh, my goodness, I certainly...
That looks like a big whale. A cover of Field and Stream.
Well, Ronnie Gossett out here.
Ah, Dave Brown, you
Robert
just...
Fuller.
Dave,
Put a real commentator over here.
baby. Hey, baby.
Stand over here.
I don't want to talk
Dave,
to
you
you
just
anyway.
get out of
Yeah,
sight.
yeah, just go ahead. Go ahead and do it.
Stud and the always beautiful Brian Lee.
Never-ending campaign against ugliness. And, baby, that's what I did. I know that guy was saying, and Jackson was saying, why did he have to hit her? Why did he have to hit her? Well, I didn't hit her because she was on Sylvia, because Sylvia can take care of herself. I hit her because she's darn right ugly. And I hit everybody that's ugly, baby. Now, let me tell you something, Jackson. Let me make it real plain to you, boy. What you done is you put your sister in the grinder, baby, because what's fixing to happen, she's going to get grinded up like hamburger meat, and there's going to be a double dose, too, because you know that mama will make some hamburger meat. You know
Big fat hussy.
Yeah, what's going to happen is I'm going to take Jackson in that ring, Ronnie, and just clear and simple, I'm going to beat him right there for everybody to see.
doubt.
Just like I beat him before, I'm going to beat him again. And then when it's over, I'm going to get the opportunity of a lifetime. I despise refereeing. I despise referees. But in the same token, this is one match that I maintain I'm going to change my feelings about, and I am going to referee it because I want to be up there close. Baby sis, you stuck your nose in a man's business. That's my business here. And I ain't afraid to put it on you, girl. You know that. I ain't afraid to put this ham hock against them big fat jaws of yours or your brother's big fat jaws, either one, because I'm against ugly. And I'm going to say this. Sylvia is a bad lady. She's a mean woman. You found that out, Jackson. She slapped your face all around this studio. You didn't even know what to do with yourself. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to turn her loose on your sister. That's right, little sis. I'm going to let her go on, little sis. And it's all night long because it's not going to be easy for you, little sis. And then when she gets done with you, when she beats you and cleans it out right there in the middle, I'm going to be right there to count you 1, 2, 3, and raise the prettiest woman, Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, Mississippi. I'm going to jack her hand in the air, baby, because she is going to be the winner. And you're talking about a bad lady. Let's quit talking about it, and let's show them some of that bad lady, Ronnie. I think they got the VTR on Sylvia. Let it roll.
She's a very pretty girl.
ring right now is the Shadow, and we are waiting to see Action Jackson. Here he comes. Baby Sis over in the corner. The Shadow jumps him immediately.
That's
Jerry
right.
Calhoun calls for the bell. Yeah, well, I guess he figures that's his only chance.
That's not his only chance.
Blindside
He can't beat that big fat slob.
The Shadow finding out why it wasn't a good idea to upset Action Jackson.
Yeah, upset Action Jackson. Look at him, the king of the buffet circuit. Look at him, that slob.
Wait a minute. You're calling him the
If
king
I
of the
was that
buffet
fat
circuit?
and I was that ugly, believe me, boy, I'd be hiding.
Ronnie P. Gossett said that, fans. I want you to know that.
Out of shape. Look how out of shape
Out of
he
shape,
is.
he
Look
said.
at him.
Look at that.
Look at him.
He popped the Shadow down to the mat.
Behind him, you know, birds of a feather flock together.
The crowd says, finish him off.
Oh, look at
There's
this.
a cover.
Look at
One,
this. That's luck.
2, 3. Got it.
Look at that big fat sister of his. Look how ugly she is.
49
take my
seconds of
medication,
action.
Dave Brown.
Action, yeah, you better take a vacation. Just get out of here. And Baby Sis and Action Jackson. All right, hey, thanks for being out here to watch him, and congratulations on a great week.
I'm going to tell y'all something now. People, I'm sorry how the way I've been acting around here for the past few months. But let me tell y'all something now. I appreciate y'all inviting me back in this family. And Robert Fuller, you talking about how bad Miss Sylvia is. But let me tell you something now, Daddy. My little baby sister's bad. Because when she gets your bald-headed, whatever you want to call, when she get to her and yank all her hair out of her, she going to be bald-headed, and you won't like no bald-headed, ugly lady. Isn't that right?
That's right. Sylvia, I'm not going to stand up here, brag about what I'm going to do to you. Just show up my do to you.
Action Jackson and Baby Sis back in a moment.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. I want to remind you that this Wednesday we're going to be at Riverside Downs, 7:30 p.m., and don't miss any of the exciting action. Listen to what Austin Idol has to say about all the action at Riverside Downs.
You know, life can be so hard for some, and it can be so easy for others. And as a matter of fact, let me lay something on you, Jack. I got a phone call just the other day, and I got to admit it shocked Austin Idol. Because on the other end of the telephone, of all people, it was Jerry Lawler. And Jerry Lawler said, Austin Idol, don't hang up on me, man. He said, I got a proposition for you. He says, I know you ain't going to believe this, but I want you to be a partner with me right here. He said, because, yeah, I've had some hard times lately. I've been knocked out of wrestling. I've been racked up real good, and I need some help, Jack. And I made a master list of people, and I thought of everybody I could think of. But when I was thinking of the dude who could do what I wanted to get done, only one name came to my mind, and it was Austin Idol, because he said, I know Austin Idol is vicious. I know he's a savage. I know he'll do anything for the almighty dollar. I know he'll swim with the sewer rats. He'll crawl out from under the rocks like the snakes. I know he'll crawl across broken glass on his belly like a reptile for a buck. And I told Lawler, you got to make it a little sweeter than that. And he said, what if I told you Ronnie Gossett was going to be ringside, the guy that promised you a world title shot, that never delivered the goods after you did what he wanted you to do, and that was the clincher. I said, Lawler, give me my check in the mail. Guarantee me that big, fat, obnoxious, overbearing slob will be at ringside, and you're going to see what the King Racker can do.
All right. We're back here and coming out. See if we can maybe talk to him a little bit. The Wild Side. We're talking about Mark Starr and Chris Champion. Here they go. Here they come right here.
All right, Dave Brown, you just sit back over here and do what you do naturally. Just look stupid. I want to welcome to the CWA one of the most outstanding teams in professional wrestling. Chris Champion, Mark Starr. Welcome, boys.
You know, Ronnie, it's a great pleasure to be here and talk to a fine commentator like you.
Thank you.
I've been in Tennessee off and on for about 3 years now, and I couldn't find a good partner here. I had one partner, Billy Travis, but we all know how he is.
Yes, exactly.
So I went all over the world looking around for a partner, and I couldn't have found a better one than Chris Champion. And we formed the Wild Side now, and there ain't nothing that's here that we want but them CWA tag team titles. And the only person that is there standing in our way is the Mason-Dixon connection, and we're here to kick just a little bit of booty, and that we will do, I promise you.
That's right. Chris Champion came to CWA for one thing and one thing only, that's to hurt people, which brings me pleasure. I didn't come here to sign autographs. I didn't come here to kick no babies or put smiles on the faces of fans. We came here for the CWA Championship, and we're going to go in here right now. This won't take long, Mr. Gossett.
The Wild Side heads for the ring, and they jump the team they're going
Outstanding
against.
team, Dave Brown. Outstanding.
They're a rugged team. We've seen them before. They are going against Frankie the Thumper Lancaster. He can wrestle, let me tell you that. His partner is Darren Carp. Don't know anything about him. Our first look at him on Championship.
You'll know less
Wrestling
about
here
him when
today.
the Wild Side gets through with him. I have never been impressed with a team as much as I am this team. This Wild Side team can get the job done. They can take care of business.
You're right, they can, but they sure disregard the rules from the beginning, well, even before the bell sounded.
The bottom line is they
the
win.
rules.
That's all that counts. Winning is everything.
They're a mean tag team. There's no doubt about that. Frankie Lancaster, though, facing Chris Champion in there right now. And Mr. Champion says, hey, wait a minute. Let me go to the corner and tag Mark Starr. Mark, you go after him. What about that, huh?
Mark Starr is in great shape. I want you to look at these boys. These are athletes. These are athletes. They train every day. They're in the gym every day. You are looking at poetry in motion.
They're a tough team, no doubt about it.
Tough. Is that all you can say?
Look,
Tough?
I said they were tough. I'd appreciate it if you just leave us alone. Just get out
Let
of
me tell
here.
you something, Dave Brown. Since I left this program, your ratings have dropped.
You're wrong there.
Oh, no. I've had cards and letters pouring in. Ronnie Gossett, please come back to the show. Help the ratings.
I'll tell you.
That's right. You hear that from Chris Champion?
I tell you what, you want to do this? I'm going to leave it with you just for a moment. Let's see how you do. Huh?
I can help the ratings. Get out of here. Who needs you? Who needs you, Dave Brown? Now you finally got a real good commentator here. Mark Starr with a terrific drop kick. Terrific drop kick. Tore his head off. There's the tag. Chris Champion in. Mark Starr picking him up. Look at this aerial move off the top rope. Devastating. Devastating. You can count him out, Calhoun. It's over. That's it. Well, I see the right side won. So we'll go right along with our program. Out goes this idiot on the floor. The Wild Side, you're winners. And look for a lot of things from these boys because they are action. Great, great.
All right, hey, we're taking this back over from Mr. Gossett, if you don't mind. I got Tracy Smothers and John Paul here. Tracy?
Yeah, Dave, you know, as everybody knows, Robert Fuller and Brian Lee are the new CWA tag champions. John and myself formerly had the belts. We felt like those titles were stolen from us, from those guys. But, you know, before we take care of that situation, we got this new team you people just saw, the Wild Side. Chris Champion, Mark Starr. I'm not taking anything away from you. You're a couple of great athletes. But John and myself are pretty darn good, too, fellas. And I'll tell you what, Dave, with the support of the fans, the good grace of God, and just a little bit of lady luck, these two old good old boys right here will be wearing those CWA tag team titles.
Okay, Tracy, good luck to both of you as they head to the ring right now. We'll be out there to tell you about the match in a moment.
From the land where the sun shines high, where you learn to drop a book with just one shot, where a boy learns to rise to become a man, to honor old and to love his land.
What are you doing with the mic? Hey, you're not supposed to be here.
Dave Brown, you cut my microphone off. Don't you
right,
ever cut my microphone off. I'm running
You
this
can't
show.
believe the number
that
of
was a
complaints
trick you
we get
played on
about
me.
you. I want you to get out of here and leave us alone.
With no microphone.
Well, your commentary is not very acceptable to the fans, shall we say. Tracy Smothers, John Paul in the ring right now. Tracy starting against Keith Eric. Keith's partner today, the Red Devil, standing over in his
Well,
corner.
they'll certainly make short work of the Mason-Dixon connection, that's for sure.
Don't you count on it, because I tell you what, you are looking at a really, really tough team. And Tracy Smothers and John Paul.
A different match.
Well, you're not looking because you just don't want to see what a fine tag team looks like.
They don't impress me at all.
Mason-Dixon connection.
Me, they even get in the ring.
Former holders of the CWA tag titles.
Former holders. You got that? Former.
Tag made. John Paul comes in, drops Keith Eric's feet out from under him. Shoulders are down. Count is 2. That's all he gets. Only a 2 count. Match continues. Thought for a moment John Paul might have the 3 count and a victory here, but it was not to be this time.
They're a disgrace to wrestling. Tracy Smothers and John Paul. Look at him.
Yeah, look at it. John Paul takes Keith Eric down to the mat. Over to the corner of the tag.
Here comes the wild-eyed Southern boy. I want you to look at this big goof.
Watch him come off the rope.
Watch him. He probably hit the light up there. He's so stupid.
Tracy Smothers dumps Keith Eric down to the mat, reps up that left arm, put a half twist on it, drops down with a lower leg.
A half whip puts a half twist. Look at the hair. You didn't say one word about that hair. You just sit here like an idiot.
I didn't see any hair. Are you claiming he pulled his hair?
Yes, he pulled his hair.
Don't think so. I didn't see it from here.
You never want to see it.
Flips him down to the mat.
Why can't you be unbiased and call it down the middle, just like
John Paul gets a 2 count, only a 2 count. Thought he had a 3 once again. John has been close twice now to getting a victory in this match.
Now you look at that double teaming. How come you can't see anything there, Chops?
Wait a minute.
You just sit here.
He has a count to get out. Didn't I hear you say that earlier?
It's not an all-day count. He has to get out by the time the count's on.
Tracy Smothers in there against Keith Eric. Eric's a battler. There's no doubt about it. Not an easy match when you step in against Keith Eric.
Doesn't Tracy Smothers pump gas on his day off? I think I saw him at some Exxon station.
Off the rope. Look at this. Tracy Smothers going into the ropes. Keith Eric down to the mat. John Paul flips him over, covers 1. No, only gets a 1 count. Look out, here comes the wild side jump in. They're not supposed to be in here. That's going to be disqualification right there on Keith Eric and the Red Devil.
Who's tough and who's not?
Yeah, they get jumped. Tracy Smothers presses both of them down to the mat. Mark Starr and Chris Champion both pressed to the mat by Tracy Smothers. Look at the Mason-Dixon connection going. As they drop kick them both out of the ring. What do you say to that, Ronnie Gossett?
Illegal. That's
illegal. Definitely. The illegal part is the fact that the wild side is in here at all. They're not even supposed to be here.
They don't have to have permission to do anything they want to do.
Well, they just violated the rule when they stepped in. And Tracy Smothers and John Paul got themselves a victory by disqualification, but maybe even more important to themselves, they have gotten themselves a moral victory here over the wild side, Mark Starr and Chris Champion. The wild side not showing any hurry about leaving the area. Let's get them out of here.
Why should they leave? They're not afraid of the Mason-Dixon trucking connection.
I didn't say they were afraid, but I think you just found that the Mason-Dixon connection is capable of battling anybody, including the wild side. This team who you say is the finest team
much less
you've ever seen.
Side.
Well, they just beat the wild side. They dropped kicked them, got them out of the ring there. Mark Starr and Chris Champion starting up on the ring apron. Tracy and him say, come on in, but you notice the wild side, they kind of hesitated.
They're not hesitating.
Yeah, they did. They decided they didn't want to get in that ring right now. All right, they're going to talk to Tracy about it. I don't know what they're saying over there. All right, Mark Starr starts in the ring. Look at him. He backed right back out of there. Backed right out of the ring. They don't want any part of him.
Give me a break.
The wild
side can't handle this 2-bit Mason-Dixon connection. You got another thing coming.
The wild side is certainly in no hurry to come climbing through the ropes as John Paul and Tracy Smothers wait for him in the center of the ring there. And now Mark Starr says, let's go. So he and Champion leave the area. And the hands are raised of Tracy Smothers
but how did
and
they
John
win
Paul.
Disqualification?
Look out, here they come. Going to try to jump them from behind.
Leaving the ring, Dave Brown? Who's running now?
They were trying to jump them from behind.
Oh, no.
Tracy and John Paul jump back in the ring. Here they go. All 4 of them in action.
condone this. I don't know.
I'm not condoning it. It's a free-for-all, but the referee is trying to get it settled. And look at this. Again, once again, Tracy Smothers and John Paul have cleared the ring. Even though it's not an official match, they have just defeated the team of
They didn't defeat anybody. Don't use that word defeated.
The Wild
This is not a match.
Oh, yeah, take a chair in there, sure. Mark Starr steamed, and he and Chris Champion have, for all practical purposes, been defeated.
They haven't been defeated, Dave Brown, and
by
don't use that word
Tracy
again. I
Smothers
told
and
you
John
once, idiot.
Paul. What word would you use? Defeat is it.
It's not an official match.
It is not. You're absolutely right, as we
Doesn't
just
go down in
correctly
the
pointed
record
out.
book as a
The old
defeat.
record books doesn't have to be. I think the fans can see for themselves that even though it was not an official match, the upper hand twice has been held by the Mason-Dixon connection, Tracy Smothers and John Paul. All right, we'll take a look at our time and check and see exactly where we are. I'm excited about what's just
I
happened
don't
here.
know
We'll
why
be
you
back in
excited
just
with
a
the
moment.
Mason-Dixon connection.
Wild side who came in, they had in mind to jump them and make themselves look good. Oh, yeah, we beat the Mason-Dixon connection again here on television. Well, it didn't work out that way, as Tracy and John Paul not only held their own, but got the upper hand twice over the Wild side, Mark Starr and Chris Champion, and makes things a little bit interesting for the return match coming up here. And I think you got to like the chances of Tracy Smothers and John Paul, the Mason-Dixon connection, when that comes about. Other action today, we had Dutch Mantell in. Dutch came in talking about what a great sportsman he was going to be. He said, well, instead of just one fall, I'm going to give this guy a 2 out of 3 fall chance. And I'm going to spot him one fall. I'm going to give him a 1-fall victory. So all he's got to do is beat me one time and he wins the match. Well, Dutch then did whatever he felt he had to do, and there was some illegal stuff going on there, as Dutch did get a win over Mike Masters, 28 seconds and 59 seconds. Then Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis in here. They defeated the Hangman and the Grappler. It was P.Y. Chuhai and Shogun defeating Chris Frazier and Alan Reynolds. Action Jackson brought Baby Sis along. Didn't really need her in the match today, though, as he defeated the Shadow rather handily in a single match. The Wild side, Chris Champion and Mark Starr, and I said, you know, that Mason-Dixon connection looked mighty good against them, but let me tell you, this is one rugged tag team. The Wild side, they did get a victory today over Frankie Lancaster and Darren Carp, and then it was the Mason-Dixon connection by disqualification when the Wild side interfered, as they got a win over the Red Devil and Keith Eric. Big action. Seems like we see it every week. Seems like we have it every week.